What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the technology of Deadhaus Sonata, from Project Deios to World Anvil again, Kythera, and Modulate. Also some weather effects and some more exciting news. So let's get to it. World Anvil, as stated in my previous video on it, is a world building tool, from character creation to management of that character, as well as creating and keeping track of lore, timelines within it, and a general overview of everything you'd need to successfully build a world for D&D, the novel you are writing, and of course, Deadhaus Sonata. World Anvil's integration into Deadhaus will be similar to Steam achievements, as well as functioning as your character tracker, lore builder, and everything in between for Deadhaus Sonata. Think of its integration similar to Facebook or Twitter. You'll be able to follow and like other characters created by the community, as well as creating guilds and keeping track of those guilds. World Anvil in the end will essentially be the Deadhaus wiki in-game. Of course, everything is still in early development, so things are subject to change.
So this is the World Anvil page as it stands at the moment. You can see World Anvil behind me. This is one of the navigational tools where we've got things like lore in there, where we can start unpacking stuff, all sorts of very super cool stuff. I'm not going further than this because some of this stuff is secret and not yet public knowledge, but it's all in here as part of that initial journey. Very, very, very interesting stuff going on.
Up next is Modulate. The coolest thing I've seen so far with tech behind this game. Modulate, as from its title, is a voice modulator. The simplest way to describe it is it's a virtual voice actor tool. It can take your voice and change it to whatever voice you want, essentially. Creating a character for Deadhaus and want to sound like the Revenant?
Remember from where you came. Brutal degradation, a torrent of never-ending pain.
Done. Want to sound like Lord of Darkness Tim Curry?
The dreams of youth are the regrets of maturity. Done.
It will even pick up accents and function with other languages.
Kants, which is similar to Dutch, and the reason why I chose that language is because it has some very interesting sounds that are not custom or usual in English. So I'm going to.
All right, so here we go. We're going to try a different language. Ek praat met jou nou in die taal van die Afrikaner.
Moving on to Project Deios, a map-making tool. Project Deios, in association with Dungeon Fog, is perhaps one of the most advanced map makers right now. Able to create battle maps, cities, landscapes, and worlds, all with the click of easy buttons. Creating a world map for Deadhaus but don't want to be bothered with all the finer details of your cities? That's okay, it'll procedurally generate those for you. And if you want to go back and change things around in said cities, you can. Because procedural generation is a big thing with Deadhaus, it made sense to go with a map maker that could, if you wanted, to procedurally generate the finer details of the areas you make, all while saving you time and giving you the advantage of focusing on your story more rather than spending countless hours building a map. There is of course a bit more detail to everything, but the gist is that creating missions and stories in Deadhaus will be even easier with this tool integrated. Along with World Anvil as well, it aims to make creating all the more easier for content creators. Keeping with the theme of procedural generation, Deadhaus will have procedural as well as dynamic, maybe even seasonal weather effects. Weather in Deadhaus will happen naturally according to the environment you are playing in. Characters you play as or with will also be able to affect the weather, and in turn that weather will affect you. Let's say one of your team members casts a storm spell. Unfortunately for you playing the vampire, water hurts. So it will either injure you or debuff you in some way, shape, or form. To reiterate, everything is still in the prototype and early development stages, things are subject to change, and of course, more details to come soon. Finally, in our last bit of tech news, Apocalypse Studios will be teaming up with Moon Collider to use Kythera Ai. To quote from the interview with PR Web, Deadhaus Sonata will make use of Kythera's tools for group tactics, including its most recent developed feature, formations. This means large numbers of characters can be kept in tightly ordered ranks operating as a single formation while navigating around a complex world, easily broken down to smaller groups or individuals, or reformed into new arrangements. The game will also make heavy use of procedural generation, for which Kythera's dynamic navigation mesh feature will be invaluable. A game you guys can check out that uses Kythera is Wolcen by Wolcen Studios. It's a Diablo-like and it looks pretty fun and interesting as far as Diablo-likes are concerned. More details coming soon from Apocalypse Studios, I'm sure. But if you had to break Kythera down into the simplest terms, it's just that it's an advanced AI system being used for Deadhaus Sonata. In our very last bit of news, Deadhaus Sonata will be on Steam. There will be Steam achievements, and we are also getting a demo released sometime in December. The demo will more than likely be the footage you've seen throughout this video of the early prototype stuff with the vampire and the revenant. I'm also crossing my fingers for some Lich gameplay in that demo, but the big positive is that we are at least getting a demo. That's all I have for today, guys. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram as the Necrolibriatus. I post Deadhaus stuff there as well. For more Deadhaus Sonata news, keep it here. Thanks for watching.